continue their trek on this reclaim to fame, looking for that #1 spot in North America. And there's that wall coming out. So Bren talked about what the Viper kind of brings and tossing out that Viper wall and always creating that paranoia of they could head this way, they could not. And I like the Sage here in a situation like this where this is immediately just cutting off one of those ideas. This is immediately getting rid of that one. Now they do know that they're here, so the Sentinel doing Sentinel things, getting information. What do they decide to do off the back
Here's
end?
the thing, right? Look over towards the north side of the map. There's a trip. When that's broken, they'll have to at least send one player back to investigate, or else they risk being pinched in this one.
Well, it looks like that one player going back is actually Vanity. So they want to stay and fight for this A main control. The rest of the team, meanwhile, now going to look to fight backwards. Victor taken down across the ropes. The rest of Optic will go, and everybody wants to play this drop position. Yeah. It's a player down and Victor falling. The spike will plant for 5v4 no less as Ye comes around the corner. Let's see if he starts hot like he did in the last one. Unfortunately, he's immediately answered, taken down by Leaf. And only 3 remain here for the attack to try and play defense as they defend the spike. The shorty comes around the corner, but it's not going to be enough. And the kill feed is flooded red, and maybe even more so as Marv, the last one standing. But they're both so low. It's 3 on the round.
Feel comfortable in holding their ground there. That very well could have been a C9 round if not for the massive performance from Marv there, especially late in towards the 1v1. No force buy this time out of Cloud9. Instead, they'll just stick down with the frenzies, a few classics to work with, but you never see the headhunter coming.
Wow.
Leaf starts things strong. Now where does this call for the re-aggression? Because the thing is, drop is set up as a bit of a trap here. A player already in close. Is Zeppa going to buy a peek? No, doesn't matter either way. Mitch is cleared on through, so man advantage now even on out as Zeppa looks to make his play, take his opportunity, but falls as the orb should eventually be grabbed on through, and instead it will be given on over to Marv. Keeps him 1 off of that Astra wall. However, it's not an A-side hit. Instead, they're heading back towards this B site. The tripwires, or excuse me, those trademarks instead are down, so it could have been a risk of a flank. They're worried about that. They want to re-clear the space instead.
They'll fight for it. Leaf has since picked up a weapon, though. Finding that kill onto Ye means there's a Spectre in hand. Unfortunately, the health just isn't really a whole lot to write home about, and that's done from Zeta. Just missed the players pushing up towards Dish. Things swing back in favor of Optic. In doing so, now the spike being planted. And Cloud9, I mean, there's really no other option, right? Just send yourself at this one. Look to do some extra damage. See if you can take away some of these weapons and maybe force a reinvestment going into the bonus. Well, it's going to be the classic first up to the plate. Nebula Smoke to keep Leaf at bay. He's just going to hop on out. He's low HP. Well, now he's no HP. Leaf is fallen. And Vanity and Zeta, what can you do with the pistols? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like a whole lot.
No, Zeta's already been spotted. He should get taken down here. How do you play out towards Dish? I think it's a Brim stim early, and then they just try and fight that space. But just on the other side, towards the south side, A-main has been lost. So now this forces a re-aggression, a re-clear of that space. Cloud9 starts to get a little bit nervous, but they still keep players up here. Oh, no. That boombot. It might have just missed Ye. No, it spots him. He's in trouble, but Zeppa late on the swing. So now this is a 1v1, and Ye, sure, he's wounded, but the bounce back, that micro is impeccable to isolate the 1v1, bring this back to a 4v4. But I talked about the Asteroid. It goes up now, but not before Leaf gets ahead of it. Finds a fight to regain advantage to Cloud9.
And I think he still has a rendezvous in hand. I was thinking that he might put it down to try and get atop the box. It will be answered for, though. Taken down, so no teleport available. FNS cooking inside the incendiary. Will walk his way on out of that and eventually fall. That's the spike down. And Optic, they've got full rifles. Unfortunately, they don't have a full team here to do it in a 2v4. Marv just around the corner. The backstab is here. Vanity, it slips away for just a second. And Victor battles back huge. 3 kills on the round. And now our head-to-head comes to fruition.
An individual. I love that this team can let Leaf be the hero on the jet, but also when the maps necessitate it, Zeppa steps up on that raise and, I mean, gives space.
The compositions of Cloud9 do seemingly continue to evolve. It was a desk a few days ago saying, you know, every few maps, they're usually switching up the comp that they're playing.
Yeah.
Always keeping the opposition guessing, as the Poison Cloud this time will be enough. Cut off the vision here for Zeppa. So Ye on the other side, and the Headhunter. That lands for naught, as Leaf takes a bit of chip damage. All quiet on the western front thus far, but look at the tower control. Victor already up top. Leaf trying to answer for it. Crash is on the swing, doesn't find too much. Instead, tries to sneak his way out, and Zeta won't allow it. Victor now proper on the site. Showstopper available. A boombot there as well. Oh my goodness, here we go. What they've been able to muster up is starting to work. A Sheriff kill, a Spectre kill, an upgrade to Marv. And Leaf revealed his position, shooting at the boombot that may not have noted him. A couple of kills swing back in favor of Cloud9, and they may have reeled their way back into this round. Don't want to give up the Thrifty just yet as the fault line queued up. 3 alive on the side of the defense.
Showstopper for Victor, though. He can buy time. As long as this clock ticks on down, Victor can win this, even if it's a 1 versus 2.
And there's that Showstopper. Now cuts it down to a 1v1, but he gives up too much to Leaf. You give him an inch, he'll take a mile as Leaf starting to come online here on the defense, and we'll put Cloud9 in the lead.
Well, just staying alive on the other side of the map, that could have been a very different round. Still, good job to C9, and I say C9, but very specifically to Zeppa and Leaf for keeping that one under wraps. This double entry duo again up to the... We'll head back into the action here. As again, Optic looked to fight for that orb control outside of B on 2 fronts. However, Leaf is here. He has a rendezvous to get away.
Tour de force just around the corner. Ye might not have the low angle held here. Crashies re-equipping his weapon. Rendezvous back into the spawn. And while things reset on the side of Cloud9, meanwhile, Optic, they still want to take this B site. They've assumed their position in Arcade. This one uncontested as they creep up into tower now, but only 4 players standing on the top side of the map. Paint shells to clear out Canteen. Leaf on the inside of the Nebula, gonna make sure that nobody pushes through this site for free. And Vanity taken down early here in the site take, and that spike's gonna get planted. So the vision denial was good enough for Optic to scoop their way onto the site. Another smoke to come on down, and Marv just on the inside, but he's stunned up. It's Victor there to make sure. Oh my goodness, over the top goes Zeppa, and he finds 2, and Ye takes a headshot on the way out. If it was a Vandal, he'd be dead, but it was a Phantom, so he survives with 10 HP. But Cloud9 have battled their way back into this round, and that spike, it goes halfway. The Aftershock to force him off the Rolling Thunder as well. And how do they answer for this? It's Ye in your face. It's El Diablo.
Is absolutely massive. Without that, there's a good chance this spike just gets stuck, and Mitch is able to close things on through. The Aftershock coming through as well for good effect. The stun to allow Ye to find so much success in towards on a smoke. The smoke dropped when he died, but either way, it's a tough turn for sure for Cloud9 as they will be on this lesser buy. They want to fight aggressively for A main, but Victor immediate on the punish. Sure, Zeppa can line up too, but wait a minute. They're not clearing Leaf. You have to clear Leaf, but he runs out of ammunition. It gets so awkward, but out of nowhere.
The strangest plays.
Dude.
Finesse.
Dude.
Semi-this. The Headhunters, they just are getting wild. It seems we've got a mid-game Headhunter nerf for both of the Chamber players.
Aggression.
And they want to make sure that this orb does not go the way of Optic, right? They have 2 ults. They're so close to him. Showstopper and Cosmic Divide just around the corner. And this is arguably one of the easier orbs to fight for, but it doesn't matter. They don't need to grab those orbs for the ults. They'll just find the kills. And Zeta, he plants his feet. He finds 2 in response. With Cloud9 still a player down at the end of the day. The Massacre in B-Tree. It's Optic out on top. As the Op, unfortunately, can't get too much done, and there's the win condition for Optic. Get Crashies onto the site and allow for the pit to go down, but it immediately falls. Ye, unaware of Leaf's positions, and the K will get that Chamber back up as the Headhunter. Wasn't enough to close it out.
On the top of that geometry, so it wasn't as far forward as they wanted to be. That forced Zeta to kind of be the first man fighting. They overextended just a bit, got punished for it, but then Leaf just makes this bonkers play. I don't know how he gets away with that. I also don't know how Ye almost turns and kills.